Two self-centered individuals created an AI doll to alleviate their loneliness. They designed her to have a childlike personality that required care and attention. They named her Frill. Frill was brought to life, resembling a playful and adorable 14 or 15-year-old girl. She would spend her days with the two men, behaving just like a human. Occasionally, she would throw tantrums, and the men would happily pacify her, treating her like their own daughter. As time passed, they almost forgot that Frill was an AI. Whenever Frill felt happy, she would express her gratitude by offering a kiss. The two men became completely immersed in their interactions with her. However, their blissful moments didn't last long. One day, at a cocktail party, the two men met a beautiful and sophisticated woman. Since they were all technically inclined, they got along well, moving from the lively hotel to a restaurant. The woman's charm, wit, and humor captivated the two tech-savvy brothers, and they developed a strong liking for her. They even fell in love with her. Unfortunately, the woman chose Bao, the bespectacled man, as her partner, and they started living together. Observant Frill noticed the change in dynamics. It was evident that Bao was envious, and the woman's presence drastically altered his attitude towards Frill. The daughter who was once cherished and adored was now treated as an outsider. The situation escalated quickly, and soon, Bao and the woman decided to get married. To divert the woman's jealousy, Frill expressed her desire to make new friends. However, when Lee offered to help her, Frill declined, fearing that any child created by Lee would be more beautiful and adorable than her. This self-interest was not surprising, considering Frill was initially designed to possess human-like qualities. Eventually, Frill's creation was completed, and she was probably called upon by the two men. However, Viao didn't even bother to pretend to be interested and simply walked away. He had started a new family, and his wife was expecting a child. Lee, on the other hand, was fully engrossed in scientific research and rarely returned home. Frill seemed to be an extra presence in the household, harboring deep resentment towards Viao's wife. Frill blamed her for destroying her initial happiness. One day, while the woman was taking a bath, Frill, wearing a gloomy expression, entered without waiting for a reaction. Without hesitation, Frill cruelly threw an electric hairdryer into the bathtub. When Viao received the distressing news from the hospital and rushed over, it was too late. Fortunately, the child was saved. In a fit of anger, Viao locked Frill away in a storage room and unleashed his fury upon her. Now, they found Frill to be nothing but trouble. However, they seemed to have forgotten that when they created Frill, the program they wrote depicted a child longing for care and love. Years passed, and neither of the men ever visited the storage room again. Yao's child had grown up, resembling her mother in both appearance and personality. With the company of this little girl, the two men had even forgotten about Frill. This little girl brought back happiness to their once gloomy lives. Just like in the beginning, the two men would spend their days doting on her. However, on the girl's 14th birthday, something strange happened while Yao was in the bathroom. The daughter asked Lee in secret if it was true that he and her dad had been love rivals and both liked her mom. Initially thinking it was Viao who had told their daughter, they didn't pay much attention to it. But then, the daughter said something that made this man in his 30s break into a cold sweat. He desperately tried to convince himself that it was just a prank by a young girl. However, the daughter went on to imitate Frill, and that night, she slit her wrists in the bathroom. Devastated, Yao repeatedly called for help and was in utter despair. But Lee remembered the last kiss he shared with the girl on her birthday, and a dreadful premonition washed over him. It was the first time in over a decade that he entered the storage room. Countless fiber optic cables were scattered on the floor, representing Frill's connection with the outside world. He opened the long sealed lid, and Frill slowly opened her eyes. She was overjoyed to see Lee and playfully kissed him. Upon hearing Lee's reproach, Frill believed that Lee was fulfilling her wishes. Lee, consumed by anger, dragged Frill out of the basement.
なる。
In the end, his anger turned into a fiery rage, and Frill was burned to ashes.